A warm good evening to you from the Manor Ground in Oxford, the perfect cup tie recipe. Oxford United, leaders of Division 3, against First Division Championship contenders Manchester United. 1-1 here back in November, and the same score again at Old Trafford 7 days later. A marvellous atmosphere here tonight, a near-capacity crowd, more than 13,000, paying record receipts of £43,000. And one of the most intriguing aspects, certainly, of the game, the close friendship of the two managers, Ron Atkinson of Manchester United and Oxford's Jim Smith.
It's fair to say we would have beaten most First Division clubs on the first game, except for Manchester United, because they're probably one of the most competitive sides, along with their good play. And they'll come and battle tonight. They won't worry about the weather.
Well, listening to Jim Smith, it sounds as if you've almost won the tie, Rob.
Are you sure? No, we know the size of our task. We've got a lot of respect for them. I've seen them play about 5 times this year, and they've always looked a good side. And we know if we're not right at it, we'll get knocked out. If we're not right at it, if we are at it, then we can play against anybody.
Have you been surprised by Oxford?
No, because I saw them knock Leeds out, and they murdered Leeds. I mean, it was 4, could have been 8. And I think that did us a power of good, really, because I was really forewarned about them, and all our players were sort of that mind. They've certainly been told enough about the pitch beforehand, and you know, they're pretty well briefed for this. Well, they're very well briefed. It's just a question now on the night.
Well, you're great mates. You call each other Flash and Bald Eagle. Who'll be buying the drinks tonight?
Flash.
Bald Eagle.
So as ever, the two managers in relaxed mood. And out then come Manchester United, led out by the England captain, of course, Brian Robson. Marvellous, throbbing atmosphere around the ground, and quite a greeting too for United from their supporters. Away to their left, United, a team assembled for around £4 million. Oxford United, what a contrast to them. Their side bought for £125,000. Waiting rather nervously there, perhaps in the tunnel. Great roar then around the Manor Ground as out come Oxford United, who really have had such a splendid season so far. Jim Smith has made a couple of changes tonight for the side that won at Rotherham on Saturday. Neil Watmore, who scored both Oxford goals after coming on as substitute, he starts the game this time. He's preferred to leading scorer Steve Biggins. And the Oxford captain Malcolm Shotton has now recovered from a back injury. A late blow today for Manchester United. Reserve goalkeeper Jeff Whelans had to travel down by taxi this afternoon after Gary Bailey had declared himself unfit with a damaged knee. Arnold Muren and Arthur Graham were both missing from the side that played in the first match here. Their presence tonight will certainly bolster United. Gordon McQueen, though, is still out through injury, and with Garth Crooks cup-tied, Norman Whiteside again wears the number 10 shirt. Tonight's referee is Trevor Spencer, who comes from Salisbury. Manchester United then to kick off, kicking up the slope in the first half, which means Oxford come down it, and that's just as they did in the first match here, when they really bombarded United in the opening stages, and were very unfortunate not to go in front. The pitch very heavy tonight after a lot of rain in the last 24 hours or so. And really, that won't suit either side because they both possess a lot of good footballers. And straight away, the break on here for Kevin Brock. He's been quite outstanding for Oxford this season. Watmore's in the middle, so he's been top! So nearly a goal then in the opening seconds. What a start by Oxford. Chip in then by Hebbert. United have got it away. But a real scare then for the Manchester United defence. The break down the left from Kevin Brock. But now United's turn to attack. This is Arthur Graham. Whiteside's made his way into the middle. So too is Arnold Muren. It was just cut out then by Hebbert. And then the overhead kick from Whiteside. Comfortably saved by Steve Hardwick. A really explosive opening to the game. Now Bobby McDonald, who scored the equaliser in the first match here between the two clubs. Whiteside. This is Graham. Good run through then by Whiteside, and Oxford could be caught out here. Well saved that down by the post by Hardwick. But Whiteside hasn't scored in 9 matches for United. It was very close then. Certainly the Oxford defence was well stretched then as Whiteside came through on that long ball through, and a shot gathered at the near post. Watmore to George Lawrence. There's always a buzz when this man's in possession. It's a good ball through too. Flick on then from Thomas. And I don't think Andy Thomas realised then how much time and space that he had. The ball through by Lawrence, finding him completely unmarked. Question marks, I'm sure, there in the United defence. And Thomas headed wide. Stapleton jumping. What more leaving it then for Vinter. Now Lawrence, you see it fed with the ball at the opening stages. Looking to take on Alderson. Arthur Graham. Here's Stapleton. Bobby McDonald with the throw for Oxford. Vinter. Whiteside then losing his feet. The target was Watmore. Minchilwood. Interception then by Arnold Buren, who missed 4 matches through injury but came back for the game against Tottenham last Friday. Foul then on Vinter. Duxbury pleading his innocence. The referee right on the spot. With the height of Gary Briggs will be added to this attack. The kick taken by Brock. Attempting, Whelan's out, shots, cleared away. Well, Jeff Whelan's then was in 2 minds as the ball curled tantalisingly across the area. Briggs, I think, was the player at the far post. McDonald. Finding Brock. Good flick off then by Vinter. Unfortunately, the referee was in the way, and off goes Moses. Break on here for United. Still Moses. But Tottenham is turning it into his own goal. A break on there for Whiteside and then Moses. McDonald to the rescue. And fortunately for him, it went past the post. So Ray Wilkins with the corner for Manchester United. Lawrence back there helping. A wet upfield then by Hebbon. Certainly a very lively start to this game, as you'd expect from 2 so attack-minded sides. Here's Wilkins. Now Robson. Here's Graham. Good defensive work then by Bobby McDonald. But Oxford now having to defend in numbers. Moran to Ulverston. Off goes Stapleton, ever the willing worker up front. Ulverston just kept it in. This is Arthur Graham. Whiteside and Stapleton both in the 18-yard box. Here's Moses. In goes Robson. Magnificent save by Hardwick. You could only have seen that fairly late. Robson powered the header for the far post, and Hardwick launched himself through the air. Across it, Robson was the first of them all, and Hardwick round the post.